Alright, so let's proceed now to our lesson for today, which is Philippine Money. Okay, so today we are going to talk about Philippine money. Before I present to you the different monies of the Philippines, let me share with you a trivia. Did you know that our ancestors didn't use money to buy things before? They only exchanged their things, just like this photo. Look at them exchanging things to get something that they need. For example, this man, he needs banana, so he's exchanging his books in order to get the banana that he needs. This is what they call trading or barter. And this is what they do before. They don't use money to get or buy things that they need. Nowadays, how do we call the money that is made out of paper? Yes, you're correct. It's called bills. Now, let me show you some of the bills that we have here in the Philippines. Let me see if you know what they are. This is the 50 peso bill, 100 peso bill, the 20 peso bill, and we have another one which is the 500 peso bill. How about the round ones? What do we call them? That's correct, we call them coins. We have the 10 peso coin, 5 peso coin, 1 peso coin, 10 centavos, 5 centavos. We use two different symbols to identify the amount of money that we have. We use this symbol, the peso sign, and it is written before the number, and we use this symbol, which is the centavo sign, and it is written after the number. Let's look at the money we use in the Philippines. So let's start with the ones with smaller amount, which are the centavos. Let's look at the coins in the Philippines and how much value they have. This one, as you can see, it has over here a number 1. This is the symbol of this coin, and this is called 1 centavo. 1 centavo. This one is, as you can see, there's a number 5. This is the old coin. This is the new one with the number 5 over here. And this is how we write it. And we call this 5 centavos. We write it like this or like this. 5 centavos. Now this one is, as you can see, there's a number 10. And this is what we call 10 centavos. Symbol, and this is how we write it in words. Now we have here the old coin, and this is the new one. As you can see, there is number 25, and this is what we call 25 centavos. This is how we write it, or this way, and we spell it like this, 25 centavos. Coins that has a higher amount than the centavo, which is already pesos. This is the 1 peso coin. As you can see, there is a number 1 over here, just like this here over here, and a picture of our national hero, which is Dr. Jose Rizal. So this is how we write it in symbol, 1 peso, or in words, 1 peso. Next one we have, you're correct, this is number 5, and this is what we call 5 pesos. This is how we write it in symbol and how we spell it, 5 pesos. Next one we have our correct, that is 10 pesos. This is how we write it in symbol and how we write it in words, 10 pesos. let's have a closer look with our paper monies. Can you tell me what amount this is? Yes, you are correct. This is the 20 peso bill, or this is how we write it in symbol. Remember, the peso sign, we write it before the number, 20 pesos, and this is how we spell it, 20 pesos. And the color of the 20 pesos is, correct, orange. Next we have, can you tell me what this is? Yes, this is the 15 pesos. This is how we write it in symbol and how we spell it, 50 pesos. And the color is, yes, you're correct, color red. This one, can you tell me what this is? You are correct, it's 100 pesos. This is how we write it in symbol and how we spell it, 100 pesos. And the color is, yes. And this one, yes, you are correct. This is the 500 peso bill. Or in symbol, we write like this. Remember, the peso sign, we put it before the number. And this is how we spell it, 500 pesos. And yes, it is color yellow. Now, it is time for us to learn how to properly read the Philippine money. But of course, before we can read the money, we have to know what are the parts that we have to identify. So let me tell you, the parts is the peso sign over here. This is the peso place. And as you can see here, this is the decimal point. And over here is the centavo place. And we read this as 5 pesos and 25 centavos. So these are some things that we have to remember when we are reading money symbols like this. Let's not forget that we use the centavo sign if the amount is below 1 peso. And we use the peso sign if the amount is 1 peso or more. A decimal point separates the peso from the centavos. We read it as end. And over here, again, we have the 5 pesos and 25 centavos. The decimal point over here, we read it as end. There are 2 digits in the centavo place all the time. You have to remember that the centavo place, when we are writing the amount of money, is always 2 digits. So again, let's go back to our example. So again, we have peso sign, peso place, decimal point, and centavo place. And we read it as 5 pesos and 25 centavos. Again, 5 pesos and the decimal point is and 25 centavos. Let us practice reading the symbols of the money. So over here, as you can see, this symbol is what we call the centavo. And we read this as, what is this number? Correct, it's 5 centavos. 5 centavos. Remember, the centavo sign, you write it after the number. And we spell it like this, 5 centavos. How about this one? What is the amount of this money? 70 centavos. Correct. This is the symbol for 70 centavos. And this is how we spell it. 70 centavos. The next one we have is, yes, you are correct. This is the 20 pesos. And even though we already have a decimal point and two numbers, because it's both zero, it's amount to nothing because it's zero. So we only read the symbol as 20 pesos. And this is how we spell it, 20 pesos. One, we have, what number is that? Yes, it's number 34. And we read that symbol as 34 pesos. And we spell it like that, 34 pesos. Next one, we have, what number is that? 57. And because there's a peso sign, we read it as 57 pesos. And that's how we spell it, 57 pesos. And this one, again with the peso sign, we read it as 75 pesos. Correct. And that's how you spell it, 75 pesos. So, again, let's remember that the decimal point, we read it as end. So let's read this money symbol. This is 7 pesos and 25 centavos. And this is how we spell it, 7 pesos and 25 centavos. How about this one? Can you try to answer it? Correct. This is 46 pesos and 5 centavos. And the last one, can you try to answer? Correct. This is 80 pesos and 75 centavos. That's how you read it. Now that we've learned so much about money, I hope you won't forget to visit our Google Classroom and your Qubits account for your activities. You can answer this until next week. You can answer and submit it to Teacher Jam until next week or next time I see you. So dear children, thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next time.